Hi there, I'm Joey.
I'm Jacob.
And we are watching Star Trek for the first time. Last time on Star Trek, Triskelion, and other things I didn't really care about. And some really iffy moments. And
yeah,
hopefully we're in for a better one today. Today we're watching an episode called A Piece of the Action.
Oh.
A little slice of it, you know?
Right. And not like a whole cake of action, just like a little piece.
Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna get into post-episode thoughts in a second. Be sure to join us then. We are about to watch A Piece of the Action. Okay, so that was A Piece of the Action. And oh my god. I think the first thing I want to talk about is, first off, this episode appears on one of our 5 lists.
I was really hoping it would.
But, here's the thing. I'm not sure if I personally would include it on a top 10 list. It's a ton of fun.
Oh, here's the thing. It's not, top 10, high-quality episode.
It's a high-quality episode.
But if I was making a top 10 episodes to watch when you want to watch a fun Star Trek episode, this is, number 3.
Oh my god. Okay, so this appears at number 5 on our Den of Geek list. Number 5. This is the same list that had Taste of Armageddon at number 1.
Okay, alright.
So this is already sort of like an oddball list, and it's the most.
Right, I remember that.
And it's the most recent of our 5 lists.
Right, I recall it being the most contrarian, almost on purpose.
It's from, I think, 2021. So it's very different, and I think just having it there, I think, is really interesting, because it's a really interesting episode that I kept waiting for. I don't know. Star Trek always has something bigger to say about its concepts. I don't think anything bigger was being said here, to be honest.
No.
When they actually
I don't think so anyway.
When there was that scene with the kid and they were they actually incorporated the line, oh yeah, I'll take a piece of the act, whatever. And they kept repeating that throughout the rest of the episode. I'm like, okay, cool. Maybe we're getting something here because we're including the kid. The kid is into violence or whatever. We could say something about that. But then the kid disappears for the rest of the episode after he helps them get rid of the 2 guards.
He got a piece of the action.
Yeah. Nothing was gained. No higher moral was established here. And I'm okay.
If anything.
And I'm totally okay with that, because this was just a really, really fun episode.
Right. I was so... Once, before the halfway point, all the landing party, Kirk, McCoy, Spock, all have, they're all, almost double packing, because they escaped, being held. And I was I just so hope this is the vibe of the rest of the episode. Oh, totally, yeah. And it is. It gets turned up to 11 after that, because that's when Shatner turns on his Frank Sinatra impression. Right.
And it's so much fun.
And Scotty's just so confused every time he's talked to.
Oh my god, it's so good. This is just... I just, oh my god, I love this so much. It was so much fun. We had a couple really fun episodes recently. This, Tribbles, just really fun stuff. I love it. But anyway, premise of the episode, we moved down to a planet called Sigma Iosha 2, is what I wrote down. I'm pretty sure I'm right about that.
That sounds correct.
Anyway, so we moved down here because this other ship called the Horizon, 100 years ago?
Yeah, they said 100 years ago.
Got stranded here. They sent out a distress call. They didn't get the distress call until 100 years later.
Because they use, what they say, conventional radio frequencies?
Mm-hmm. So they beam down onto this planet, and they see that the whole thing is modeled after 1920s Chicago.
Right. Everyone seems to have a gun.
The mob aspect of it.
Everyone seems to have a gun, including just random civilians.
Mm-hmm. And this all seems to stem from the idea that with them on this ship were 2 books. Books about mobsters of the 20s. Or
a couple books, maybe. We'll only ever see 2.
We see 2 of them. And they're books about the mob from the 20s. So as the society continued to evolve, and as I guess the Horizon crew died out, I'm assuming?
Something like that, I guess?
The rest of the people that continued to live on this planet took those lessons from those books to heart. And
that's
thus
just...
we have Sigma Iosha, as it is now.
A 1920s mobster Earth, essentially.
Yeah.
I love picturing the whole planet like that.
Mm-hmm. But this planet, or rather, I guess this culture, is ruled by 2 mobsters, one named Oxmix and the other named Krakow, and apparently there's a third one, I think named Tapo.
And there's
who they just throw in right at the end.
And there's lesser bosses all in the room. Yeah, I think.
I think, or is it their men?
I think they're all supposed to be bosses as they're called.
That is so weird.
Meaning, like, they all control some level of territory, but they almost have lesser territories. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It happens a fair bit into the episode, but I think the first thing that like really let me know exactly what kind of episode this was gonna be was the Fizbin scene.
Oh,
with
right.
the cards. I really loved that. First off, Shatner's having a lot of fun with this script. You can just tell, like with the voices that he does, the way he plays certain scenes. Like, he's having a lot of fun with the script. And,
it's completely an enjoyment for him.
Yeah, it really shows. There's a lot of capture and escape. Feels very almost like classic Doctor Who at times, where it's just like, okay, we got out. Oh wait, no. The second Kirk gets out of there, he's captured again.
Right.
Okay, well, Spock and McCoy make their way back to the Enterprise. They get down. Okay, they're
captured again.
They're caught again. But then Kirk comes in and he gets them all out, and they're free for most of the episode until the very end when Krakow turns it on them again, and it's like, okay, sure.
Right. Like if this was serialized, there would be like every time they're captured would be when like you cut the episode off.
Yeah, oh yeah. But yeah, it's great. I don't know. I love this whole thing. And it's just on the voices. I mentioned Shatner's voice already, but the guy playing Krakow.
Oh my god!
Could not take him seriously. Oh my god, he was so much fun. He like put this just insane amount of rasp on his voice.
Right.
That, like, there were so many references I wanted to. Oh, he sounds like this guy. But like all those characters were created after him.
Right,
This
yeah.
is 1968. And I'm just like, fuck no, none of these guys exist yet. It's
like, they don't stem specifically from Krakow, but characters like him inspired everyone that's come after.
Yeah. I love it. It's so good. Yeah, a lot of fun scenes in this. Kirk and Spock, unfortunately not McCoy, get into like their own little like mobster outfits.
Right?
Towards
and they
the
look
end.
good, too.
They look really good. Yeah. Yeah, there's a great. I love the scene when they get in the car together,
Right.
and Kirk like just doesn't know how to drive. He just keeps like starting and stopping it. It's just like it's so much fun. I loved it. Yeah, really, really great stuff.
And then Kirk's whole plan is, the Federation is going to take over the planet, and Spock continuously just looks confused as Kirk continues to explain it to everyone around him.
Yeah. And I think, as you already mentioned, I love whenever like Scotty's interacting with Kirk in his mobster mode.
Right.
You know, he's just like, I don't know how to react to this. What are you saying?
Especially when Kirk actually got into it. When he's like,
Yeah.
you got Krakow on ice?
Well, yeah, it's not so much like the voice; it's the lingo that he's using. I thought it was really fun. Yeah, it's great. I love seeing when Kirk got all like the bosses together, and he's like on top of the pool table.
He's holding the handgun. It's like in the air.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good. Krakow's men like attack. They Kirk orders Scotty to like stun them all from the Enterprise, and they're all the mobsters get scared. So he sets up like this new order with all the mob bosses. He's like, oh, well, Moxbix is in charge, and Krakow's the second in command, and Tapo. I think his name was Tapo, right?
Tap.
He's just standing there, and he's just like offering nothing.
And he's like, can I have a roll, please?
But I love it. Kirk makes it so that the Federation gets a cut of their dealings, and so our little scene at the end with Kirk, Spock, and McCoy. Spock is like, I don't know how you're going to explain to the Federation that that we have to like go collect our cut every year.
Right. And then what's his plan? Put it into the Planetary Defense Fund?
Yeah, and then McCoy is like, McCoy left his communicator down on the planet in the midst of all this, and Spock is like, well, that could be disastrous. They could develop their own technology. They could be like us. And then Kirk goes, yes, then they'll want a piece of our action. And then they fucking freeze frame on them as he points at himself.
They don't normally freeze frame. I bet because they just started laughing.
Oh, I'm sure. Just like, oh my god, that was insane. I loved it. Oh my god, more.
It's not top 10 material like across the whole show, but my god, if I just want like a top 10 fun episode list, it is up there.
Oh, I love it. Alright, I guess that about does it. Be sure to join us next time when we continue Star Trek the Original Series. Until then, this has been Joey Morgan.
I'm Jacob.
Goodbye.